Welcome, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to hop on this and learn about the Boomi Veterans Academy and the training that we offer. So with that, I will begin.
I was Sergeant in the Marine Corps. I served from January 2015 to January 2017. I was Sergeant in the National Guard, 2 years active. In the Navy, I was a hospital corpsman. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps. Coming in, I really didn't know what was to be expected. But here, I've learned that being out of my comfort zone is a good thing. You know, being here, it's helped me realize, I am smarter than I think I am. I can do things that I always thought I couldn't do. Plus, it's helped me build up my confidence and learn. I can't do this. There's a lot of stuff I've learned that in the beginning I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to understand this. But now that I'm here versus 2 or 3 months ago, I've learned quite a bit from nothing. It'll show you how you'll want to work in the real world. The environment itself is probably one of the best experiences I've ever had.
All right, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So with that, let's begin. So for this webinar, we'll begin by hearing from Matt Krebsbach, and he will be giving us an overview of Boomi. From there, we will speak with John Villani, and he will be leading us through an Atomsphere demo, and then Mernalini will be giving us a flow demo. I'll lead us through the Veterans Academy program overview, and from there, we will be hearing from a panel of Boomi Veteran Academy graduates, each of whom will talk us through their time in the Academy and telling us what they're doing now. Jennifer Oriza from Kitepipe will be discussing an overview of Kitepipe and entry-level roles they offer. We will be wrapping up with a Q&A and some time for questions. So with that, I am going to pass it on to Matt Krebsbach.
Hey folks, how are you? Just making sure you can hear me okay, Rachel?
Yes.
Yep, awesome. Thanks for having me. Nice to meet everyone virtually here. I'm just going to talk through just a quick overview of Boomi. You're actually going to get to see it in action. Both John and Mernalini are going to demo parts of the platform. I think I'm not going to try to steal any thunder from them because they're going to show you some really cool stuff. I'm just going to talk about the elements that make up Boomi's platform. So at a core, what we're trying to do is to drive outcomes for customers, allow them to quickly and easily connect everything in their system, in their ecosystem, so that they can really create great business outcomes. We have 6 core products that make up our platform. The first one is integration. So think about integration in terms of every application or everything you interact with has data in it. That data stays there in that silo. And so what integration allows us to do is to act as like a plumbing between those various data sources and silos to help move some of that data. So we can actually drive outcomes with that data. If the data remains in that silo, we can't really do anything with it. It just stays there and we can't take any actions based on it. So what integration allows us to do is to break down those silos and to simplify and automate some of the processes within the ecosystem. Integration is the core of what we do. The next product to talk about at a high level is our master data hub. So we talked about all these data sources. You have all these different systems and applications. Let's take a real life example. DMV, you go there and you need to change your address so that your driver's license is on it. But you also want to change your voter registration. You want to change all of these other things. Well, integration can help move the data behind it. But Master Data Hub, what that allows Boomi to do is to be able to synchronize and reconcile the data from these disparate data sources so that there's a single source of truth across them. So if I go to the DMV and I change my address for my license and get a new updated license, all of the other things like voter registration and taxes and all that other fun stuff can go with it. So really what Master Data Hub allows us to do is to have a single source of truth between all those various systems. Think of it like a spoken wheel. Like all the data goes into Master Data Hub and then gets synchronized out to each one of those spokes. The next one we'll talk about is B2B or business to business EDI management. Boomi actually started as a B2B EDI company. And really what B2B EDI allows you to do is to effectively integrate with all of your vendors, suppliers, and distributors. So when you're thinking about it, I'll put it in a real life use case, Amazon. You go as a consumer, you go to buy something on Amazon or some other vendor online. They have all these distributors that supply them with product that they can sell on their site. When I go through and I add something to my cart, that needs to be held so that somebody else can't buy it. So there's a method of communication between that supplier and Amazon to say, hold that, nobody else can buy it. Same thing when I advance and I buy it, how do I get the invoicing back and forth? How do I get the tracking back and forth between me as an end user, Amazon, and all the distributors? So B2B EDI management is really the communication protocol that allows for that communication between all of those systems. We have an API management product, which really allows us to kind of expose any of those real-time integrations we built between those various systems to connect them. And really allows us to allow consumers to be able to have access to that information through this published API. So really it helps us control and govern the data access to those endpoints. The coolest one is Flow. I know Mrinaldi's going to get into this. So Flow allows you to build really like simple or sophisticated workflows. It allows you to improve a lot of collaboration. Because one of the things it can do is by having this UX UI with all these workflows behind the scenes, you can remove a lot of the complexity within some of your business processes, and you can enable collaboration with various stakeholders through that UI. You can improve their user experience through that, and really you can do it without needing extensive coding background. Our newest kind of service is our data catalog and preparation. So we talked about these data silos, data existing in all these different places. Sometimes we don't know what data lives where. You might have 10 systems, 10 applications, and you don't know what the data structure looks like in that. So what data catalog and preparation allows us to do is to crawl across each of those systems to understand the data that lives there, and then to say, here's what is similar from all of these systems, and here's what the data looks like, and here's what data that might be important for you to be able to connect to from these various systems or to master between these systems, so that you can have that kind of reliable data structure or that reliable data to drive outcomes for your business. And so that's a high-level overview. Again, we have 6 products or services that fit across the Boomi ecosystem: integration, master data hub, B2B or business-to-business / EDI management, API management, workflow automation tool, as well as data catalog and preparation. So with that, I will turn it over. I think John is next, right? And John's going to actually do some cool demo for you.
I am, Matt. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm John Villani. I am a systems engineer with Boomi. I work on the inside sales team. I also have graduated the Boomi Veteran Academy, working out with Matt. So here I am. I did that. I'm working at Boomi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show 2 simple slide and process as to what it is. So our platform comprises of 2 components. Right now, everyone should see my PowerPoint slide. So we have the platform. This is where we're building our integrations, where we can manage it. It's a low to no code environment. Everything is drag and drop and create configurations. The Atom is our JVM. This is our runtime. This was what does all of our heavy lifting and our processing for us. It is decoupled from the platform. So this way it allows our customers to be able to automatically go to market, because they're able to use our public clouds, which are out there, as well as they can also choose to have an on-premise setup and install an Atom on their systems behind the firewalls. So this way they can have non-shared resources. So it depends on what processing they're looking to do. From here, I'm going to jump right over to our platform. I just want to confirm everyone sees the Boomi platform. Yes? Okay, thank you. So basically right here, it's very simple. We're just going to platform.boomi.com. We have access to all our services here. It's one website we have to go to. We don't have anything to install, like I said. We can run it and get it going. All of our different products are right here at our fingertips. We can get to our help sections. We have the ability to manage our processes that you see. On the left side is our file system. So we build this out, creating folders that house our integrations. Once an integration is created, we can copy it to another folder so we don't have to reinvent the wheel and reuse it. Next to that is we actually have, these are our shapes that do our processing, how we're connecting and everything else. It is drag and drop right onto our canvas. So it allows it very easy to set up and configure. Right here, this is my design canvas. So what I have here is I've got a simple process built out here. I'm searching for some movies. I'm bouncing off the public API for iTunes. Let's say I want to build a library of movies for things that I like, and I'm a huge James Cameron fan. So what I've done here is I've done a simple process that's going to pull James Cameron movies for me, give me what their names are, when they were created and released, and this way I can compile some information. I would just simply press my test button. So this would simulate as if someone created a sale, created a product, they changed something along the way, and that we have our movements coming along our system from right along here. If I go over to here, what I did is I set up a database to house some information as well as grab some of our movies. If I just refresh this, this is now the information that was pulled from iTunes API and deposited from my database for me to start to look at how do I want to compile my library. So what I can do is I'm going to come back to my platform. And what that did was it just started out in the beginning. It grabbed some information. I searched for the director's name of James Cameron here. It made a call out to the API, then returns it to make sure, is it a feature movie? If it is a feature movie, let's send it to my database. If it's not, we're going to put it down to this stop shape. What this does is this can be any branch, whatever anyone that wants to do or wherever they want to move it. I have the ability to make sure, am I checking the information that's coming in? So I can see this one right here. See, it was a TV episode. So it doesn't route to my database. I only want movies. I can go up here. I can check. Here's my shape source. Again, I'm able to look into it. This is a feature movie. It's from James Cameron, and this one was Avatar. I was like, all right, perfect. This is what we do. It's moved over, and it's written right into my database. So like Matt was saying, this is how we're having our source profile, our destination profile for the information that people are looking to do with their businesses. Now, we have things where people will turn around and do the same thing for iTunes and set it up to go into Spotify, make it real simple and easy to move across. So it helps us move data that we want from A to B. From here, I want to turn it over to Mrinalini. She's going to show Flow, which does our workflow, and the UI, which, like Matt was saying, it is really cool that we can take this information that I pull here, and she'd be able to render it in her system to people, so you don't have to look at a database. She'll have something to show you, which is really cool. So, Mrinalini, I pass this over to you.
All right, thanks, John. That was a great demo, John. Now you've set the bar really high, so I've got to beat it.
I hope so.
So, hi everyone. Really nice to meet you all virtually. My name is Mrinalini Vasanthi. I am one of the systems engineers here at Boomi. I've been here about 5 years, and I'm based out of Chesterburg, Pennsylvania. So, as Matt and John said, I'm today going to be showing you a very cool example of how Boomi Flow can be used in our day-to-day life, right? So as Matt and John rightly pointed out, Flow is definitely the coolest part of the platform. I am biased. I love Boomi. Our customers love Boomi, and you'll see exactly why. So with that being said, I am going to share my screen and walk you through the example. Right, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, wonderful. So the example that I want to be sharing and talking to you all today is really how bank customers need to go in and submit a loan application form, right? So this is a common use case. We had our customer reach out to Boomi and they said, hey, today we have 3 big challenges. So the first one, all of our forms, the customers who needed to apply for a loan, they were using paper-based forms, right? So we wanted, it was cumbersome, it was complex. We wanted to provide our customers a simple, clean, quick web form and a web application that streamlines this whole process, right? The second challenge that they said, because the experience today is paper-based, they were not able to support users accessing this through mobile applications or desktop applications. And then the third challenge that they came to Boomi with, they said, hey, we wanted to provide our internal bank employees that ability to track all of the applications that are either waiting for approval or that have been approved or rejected. So kind of get that 360-degree holistic view. And then that's when they presented these 3 challenges, Boomi came and said, okay, we're going to give you a single solution. So we're going to give you a single app that uses the Boomi platform, right, to help walk a customer through the entire application process without hopping in and out of any other system. So the screen that you're seeing here today is all built using the Boomi platform, specifically using Boomi Flow as well as Boomi Integrate, right? So everything that you see here on the screen can be customized from a look and feel perspective. It's all, as John mentioned, it's all low code, it's drag and drop. So as a bank customer, I'm going to pretend that I'm going to start a loan application process, right? So as you can see, acting as that bank customer who's applying for that loan, it takes me to a guided process. So I can see I'm at the very first screen, instructions, and then I have to fill in my name and address. I have to fill in my address, information, verify that, and then upload any documents, relevant documents, whether it's uploading a driver's license or it's uploading bank documents supporting my claim for requesting a loan, right? That file upload, and then finally that approval process. So let's go ahead without further ado and let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing here is, as a customer applying for a loan, I've got to enter my information. So I'm going to type in my information, and you can see that the very top, that navigation bar, it tells me I'm done with instructions and it moved on to the name and address section. This is very helpful for me as a customer because I could quickly log out of this application and it saves, I don't have to complete the application all in one go. So we do have that option where I can cancel out or I can save as draft and come back and complete this at a later stage, right? So I'm going to fill in my information. I'm going to put in my email address so I can kind of show you the email notifications that come along with this process. Now, the next step is, as a customer, I've got to put in my address information. Now, the cool thing here is we want to make sure we verify, validate that it is a correct address. Because sometimes, often we're seeing, if it's paper-based forms, there could be data quality issues. There may be typos in addresses. So if we are sending physical documents over to the customer or the requester, then there may be some back and forth because it could be an invalid address, so you have to come back. So to eliminate that whole back and forth, Boomi built this whole process around capturing the correct data and ensuring and verifying and validating that address. So we can connect to UPS, USPS, FedEx, any of those open APIs and ensure that the address I enter here is a correct address. So what I'm going to do to show you how that works, I'm going to enter an incorrect address, right? So I'm going to try to be very creative here, and I'm going to enter an incorrect address. So I've spelled Norristown incorrectly. It is missing an O. And then this is an address in Pennsylvania, but I'm going to enter the state of New Jersey. Right. And now let's go ahead and say validate address. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this data. As you can see, we're going to verify and validate that with an open API like UPS, USPS, or FedEx. And straight off, it tells me, Boomi tells me that, hey, here is the correct address, right? Looks like you are talking about Norristown. Looks like the state is in Pennsylvania based on the zip code that you've entered. And here's the full zip code. And by the way, your address, we noticed that you are missing country information. So here's the country information as well. So as a customer, I can now go ahead and say, I'm going to use the verified address, right? So when I click on that information, the next thing we're going to see here is, again, at the very top, you can see it guides me as a customer to move forward to the next screen. So the third step here is really to provide that loan information, right? Now, because this particular example was put together for a US-based customer, it already knows that we're talking in terms of USD, so it prefixes that dollar value. However, we have built applications that are global. So for example, based on who logs in, we can quickly, if they are logging in from a different country, based on the country, we can change the currency to match what local currency they are using. So that's something that Boomi can handle as well. So again, now I'm going to, this is where I input my loan amount. So that's the loan amount that I am requesting. And then the next step here, we are giving our bank customers or requesters an option to really upload any supporting documentation. So I have a sample loan application file that I am going to attach to this, right? So as you can see, my document, my file upload was successful. It tells me the name of the file that I have attached, so it's a PDF. And then at the bottom here, we are capturing my signature. Again, just to show you an art of the possible, that if you are either using this workflow in a tablet, you can use a finger, your stylus, and you can capture your signature just to kind of agree to the different terms and conditions, right? So again, I'm going to be very creative and I'm going to come up with a signature, right? So everything looks good as a requester. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save and submit loan application. So again, the Boomi platform and Boomi Flow will automatically generate a loan application ID, as you can see here. And it tells me that, hey, this loan application has now been submitted for approval. So as a customer, it tells me I'm all done, and I've received email notifications letting me know where I am in this whole process. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly shift gears, and I'm going to kind of show you how it's going to look like, how this process is going to look like for someone at the bank who receives this application and is going to approve my loan application. So if I just kind of shift and show you the email, because I put in my email address, as you can see here, here's the timestamp. So I've got acting as approver, I had a new request that tells me this has been submitted by so-and-so person. Click here to go into the approval portal, right? So if I click on that link itself, what it's going to do is it is going to open up this screen, right? So this is a dashboard, once again, built using Boomi Flow and Boomi integration. So it's all low code, drag and drop. We have not built this using code so far. Everything that you've seen so far is all drag and drop, right? So as an approver, here you can see that I have all these applications that are pending approval, right? And then at the bottom, these are all the applications that are already been processed, either approved or rejected. So at the top, the very first application going off of the date timestamp, here it tells me this is submitted today on so-and-so timestamp and submitted by Mernalini, and here is the correct cleansed address because we told the application that we want to use the correct address. So as an internal bank employee, I can view this application, right? I see the first name, the last name, the address. However, I don't have those superpowers to be able to change, because we certainly don't want someone at the bank to overwrite and change my address information. So acting as that internal bank employee, I don't have the powers to change any of this information, including the loan amount. However, I could view all of this information. I could also view any of the documents attached, whether it is a driver's license photocopy or it is any supporting documentation as you see here. So I can review this documentation. I can also see that the requester requesting for this loan amount has signed off on this application. So as that internal bank employee, I have two options. I can either reject or approve. So I'm going to do the happy path, and I'm going to approve this application. And what it's going to do is it's going to take all of this information, it's going to send it over to the government, and it is going to send it over for processing, final processing. And here you can see that, right? Application ID 31709 has now been approved, and it's moved on to the next stage. So as an approver, kind of closing the loop here, I can get back to my dashboard, and I can continue reviewing other applications that are in my queue. And at the bottom here, I can keep track of all the applications that I have approved and or rejected. So if we go back to 31709, here it tells me it was submitted in so-and-so date. We see that timestamp, but now the status changed from pending approval to approved. So that kind of completes the demo that I had in store for you. So Rachel, over to you.
Thank you, Mrinalini, so much for that. What a great presentation. I really appreciate that. Now let's go here. So with that, let's get right into the Veterans Academy. So we're going to begin by looking at our mission, our pledge, and our goal. Our Academy mission is honoring our nation's active service members, the Guard, the Reserve service members, all veterans, and every military and veteran spouse. Our focus is each of you and training you for a competitive IT career. We pledge to provide insight and support for each individual while they are training and for the foreseeable future. We are here for you from day one. Our goal is to train 1,000 service members by 2025, but we want to do so much more than just train. We want to help prepare you for a civilian career. So let's go over to the training and certifications. So within the Veteran Academy, we have several learning paths. And as you can see, depending on your current role, your needs, or where you want to go in the future, is the path that you will eventually choose. Our courses provide you with essential knowledge of our platform's features and capabilities, while our certification exam validates your understanding and mastery of the concepts that lead to your success. Upon initial entry into the BVA, you are required to complete Boomi Essentials. So let's talk about the training paths. Within the Veteran Academy, you will begin with both Boomi Essentials, as I said, you'll begin with a developer, and you will begin with Flow. So with Integration Developer, you start with the Foundational Associate Developer course and certification. From there, you will move into the Professional Integration course, followed by the Professional exam. And once you have completed that, we then have you go into Flow, which is what Mrinalini gave an incredible example of and demo. So that training begins with the Associate Flow Essentials, as you can see, followed by the Associate Flow certification. You then move into the Professional Flow course and exam. Once you complete the certifications, I want to get you building on 1 or 2 projects. For the first project, I would have you build within specific guidance for approximately 2 to 3 weeks, focusing on your elemental comprehension and proficiency of the platform. I would then have you build out another project, but give you the choice of what you would like to build using your first project as a basis for the second project. Some examples have been a birthday calendar app, a chore reminder app, a mobile vaccine clinic, and a grocery delivery services. You can create something new, or you can create something that is already available. It's 100% up to you. So with that, the benefits of enrolling. In the Boomi community, our culture is important, and to be successful, it's key to understand how to cohesively work as a team. But in a team at Boomi, it is using communication. It's collaborating on thoughts and ideas, and it's reaching out to others in the organization who can support you. And it's reaching out to others who can help you and teach you and push you outside of your comfort zone to help you grow. When you earn certifications, you begin to use those skills, building projects on the Boomi platform, and you are enabling customers through innovative technologies and changing the way people interact with their data. Training at Boomi is transferring your skill set, allowing you to step into a new opportunity. So with that, I would love to pass it on to some of our panel to hear some success stories. So Brandon, why don't you kick it off?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you for the opportunity to kind of speak to the veterans here. First of all, thank you all. The veterans here, thank you so much for your service. It's always, very biased opinion of myself. The level of appreciation that I have for veterans, as being a veteran myself. I served in the Marine Corps. This having the opportunity to go through this veteran academy, it was one challenging. It's a good challenge, and it really gives you the tools for your toolbox to kind of be proficient and excel using the Boomi platform. And where I'm now a software support engineer for Boomi in the support side of things. And I went through this program in 2019 with some of the other panelists here, and just to see how all of us have grown to use the product is amazing. And I still work with all of them across, whether they're in, with a partner or, they're here at Boomi, I'm still working with them all. And it's just great to see everyone succeeding from coming from the Boomi Veteran Academy. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandon, for sharing. And Donovan, let's hear from you.
Hey, everyone. Thanks, Rachel. And I don't think I'll be able to one-up Brandon there, but I'll try my best. So yeah, I went through the program with Brandon and John and Michael in 2019. And like it was mentioned before, it really did prepare me for start my career. It was kind of, I was in the National Guard, so it was kind of difficult to get internships. Due to annual training, but Boomi accepted me, and it really was my first experience in the IT, in IT career, and it prepared me. Right now, I'm a software support engineer for Boomi as well. I'm loving every day of it. Love the team. I love the work culture. It's been great, and I think it would really benefit everyone to try it and do their best. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Donovan. And then Mia, we would love to hear from you.
Thank you, Rachel. It's very good to be here. I am a military spouse, and I was given the opportunity to go through the program this past January, actually. It's been not that long. But I was able to get in there, and I was a stay-at-home mom before that. So I hadn't had a job since my daughter was born. So it's kind of hard as a military spouse because sometimes we just sacrifice for everybody except for ourselves. And this program really gave me an opportunity to get back out there and do something totally outside of my comfort zone. And it was very challenging. I had some rough spots, but I was just, at the end of it, I was so proud of myself that I was able to do the program. I enjoyed Flow was my favorite part of it. I did actually do a birthday app, and just to see it all come together and everything connect, it was just incredible feeling to accomplish that. And through the program, I met so many awesome Boomi people. And Boomi is like a family. And I was given the opportunity to become an executive admin for Boomi. So that's what I'm doing now. And it's just awesome. And I'm enjoying just meeting everybody and supporting the Boomi team. So if you're reluctant or you're wondering if this is for you, it's an amazing opportunity. So you should definitely consider it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mia. Such a beautiful story. And Michael, definitely last but not least, but let's hear from you.
Yeah. So I work with Kitepipe, which is a partner of Boomi. I did the academy with Donovan and Brandon. So I'm kind of the counterpart in the partnership. We both work in a support role. I'm like a kind of a multidisciplinary, like I'm not exactly a computer science or a electrical engineering focus. My focus was social sciences, and then after the military, I did a mechanical engineering degree. So I never really, thought of myself as getting into the tech world. So doing it was kind of a risk, kind of jumping into the unknown. And during this whole presentation, you hear there's probably a lot of terminology and things that you've never seen before, or super unusual. Don't be afraid of that. I was, and it really was for no reason, because the community is so great, the people are so great, the program is so great. They just really focus on the goal, which is learning. And that's always the goal. Even when you get into the professional atmosphere, it's always about learning, every day. It's not about what you know, it's about what you're trying to know and what you're learning. And so that's something I really appreciate with the academy and the business aspect of it as well. So thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Michael, so much. I really appreciate that. Such a good story from everyone. And so with that, Jennifer, we would love to hear from you.
Good morning. So nice to meet all of you. And thanks for the opportunity, Rachel, for allowing us to present today. And great job, Michael. It was great to see your presentation and your testimony. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to share a little bit about Kitepipe, who we are, what we do, and how we work with Rachel and the Veterans Program. Okay, so a little bit about Kitepipe. So Kitepipe is a Boomi only shop. And basically what that means is that all of our team members work in and with Boomi full-time every day, every week. So a little bit of history about the company. Company was started in 2013. Our founder and CEO is Larry Cohn. He has a pretty awesome story. He was actually one of the very first Boomi customers when he was head of IT engineering at another company that he worked with. And what he saw was that there was going to be a lot of demand in the future for companies to need to integrate their data between cloud systems. So he actually got the idea to start Kitepipe solely around the Boomi product. So to say that he was an early adopter and full believer is probably an understatement at this point. This is what he's been doing for quite some time. We are very proud to say that we are an elite partner of Boomi. So we're just one of a few partners that have reached that status. And pretty amazing for a smaller organization like ourselves, because we often compete with like Accenture and the global SIs out there. So we are very proud of that fact. We work very hard internally and with Boomi to maintain that partner relationship. We've grown our North American team to just over 25 team members. We're probably getting closer to 30 at this point. We are small but mighty. So one of the wonderful things about working with Kitepipe is that you have the opportunity to work with one of the best Boomi teams in all of North America. So some of our team members were some of the first people who worked on projects such as Master Data Hub. We have one of those people on our team. So we have a significant depth of bench here, which is super exciting, especially when you're new, because we will teach you how to become the best at Boomi as well. We just opened our home office in 2019. It's located in Wilmington, North Carolina. Some people will ask me, why is your headquarters in Wilmington, North Carolina? And that's because our founder and CEO actually lives in North Carolina. He loves that area and moved down there several years ago. And so that's why we opened our home office there. But we do have team members all throughout North America, including Canada. So from the West Coast to the East Coast. So the purpose of this discussion today is to really talk about what opportunities does Kitepipe potentially have for you in the future as you are part of the Boomi Veterans Program. So I wanted to just outline some of the key roles that we have here at Kitepipe. One of them is we have an operations support team. And so we have support technicians who they will help our Boomi clients during our projects as far as setting up their environment. They do a lot of monitoring for us. One of the great things about coming in through the support team is that you get to put together a solid foundation in Boomi as you're learning either development skills or any other aspects of Boomi. And so a lot of times, people that come on board with us as a support technician often move into other roles within the company. We also have project management roles. So our project managers are technical project managers, so they have a foundation in Boomi. Oftentimes they've done Boomi development. And what we found is that some of the skills that we need on the project management side, such as client interaction, managing the schedules, helping coordinate all of the resources, that some of our developers have those skills. And so if that's you, we'd love to talk to you about that because the combination of that is a win-win for us when it comes to managing projects here at Kitepipe. And then we have Boomi developers. So if you love doing Boomi development, that's great. We have places for full-time Boomi developers, part-time Boomi developers. We work on a variety of projects in many different industries. So that's one of the great things of working with Kitepipe. You'll have an opportunity to work on lots of interesting projects. We've worked in manufacturing. We've worked in I'm working right now with a global mining company. So we started off in Canada. They had their operations in Canada. And over the last couple of years, we've implemented Boomi for them in Colombia, South America, and most recently in South Africa. So lots of opportunity there. We also are in need of security, or what we call IT specialists. So as many of us know, the security landscape is getting more complicated and more complicated. And as we work with bigger and bigger companies, a lot of times we have to fill out security surveys, and we have got to make sure we are doing an excellent job at managing our own internal security procedures and protocols. So if that's an area of interest, we have those opportunities available as well. So what are the requirements if you were ever interested in taking a look at working with us here at Kitepipe? Well, one of them is we have to do a background check on you because we commit to all of our clients that we have completed and everyone has passed a background check. And that includes criminal and work history. That you have completed your Boomi training and certifications for whichever area you're going to work in. One of the requirements of us maintaining our elite Boomi partnership is that we all also across the board maintain current certification. So that will be an ongoing objective as well for all team members. We want to keep those up to date. We also look for a commitment when you come in, because our team is going to be committed to training you and developing your Boomi skills. And we want to make sure that when you come on board that you're at minimum giving us a 6-month commitment. So we'll pour into you if you'll make that commitment to us. I think you'll find our team is really fun and really great at what they do. So it's a great opportunity. And you have to be able to work well in a remote setting. So we all work remote from home. We have since the company started. Ironically, many people are now working from home in light of the current environment and finding that they really like it. So if that is something that you are comfortable doing, that you're a self-starter and you can work from home, that's definitely what we do here. And then lastly, we will provide you a mentor, and we do provide training for you. So when you start with us here at Kitepipe, we will assign a mentor for you that will help guide you through the project that you're working on. You will not work alone. So you have the entire team behind you. And that's all I have for today.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. That was amazing. I'm
Thank you.
really privileged to be able to work with you guys. So I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and so with that, let's talk about how you can connect with us. So if you are interested in going through the training, please go to boomi.to/goodwill and fill in the form. If you have questions, please email veteranacademy@boomi.com, email myself, rachel.jimenez@boomi.com. But also, if you'd like to connect with Mia, John, myself, or anyone else, send us an email. Send an email to veteranacademy@boomi.com and I can get you connected with anyone that you may have a question for. Reach out on LinkedIn, find us, connect with us. We love to just reach out and connect with the community. And I just want to say thank you, Jennifer and Megan from Kitepipe. Thank you, Kelly from Dell, working with Boomi and this incredible partnership with Goodwill. Thank you, Jiraiya from Goodwill, and thank you for each and every person from Boomi hopping on, the veterans who said that they would step up and help. Thank you to each and every single person. I appreciate all of you. Please reach out soon and connect, and everyone have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.